Well, welcome back, my friends, to another rousing rendition of Choir Boys Cutler Outdoors, a Kubey KU230 rendition, if you will. Before we get too far into it, guys, there was a time in this country where 22 veterans a day took their own lives. Now, stats are all over the place. We mention that every day because there's different studies that show different numbers. The number that we're concerned with is this: anything over zero is simply unacceptable. Vets, we love you. You have a place here. That's all that means. We're back to Blue over here with Sport Leo, all to the chagrin of many. How you do that, Scab? Well, we don't break the damn law. Well, we do because we have. We accept responsibility. And finally, if you're an addict, never quit quitting. So here's the deal, guys. This is the Kubey KU230. Now, I had a Kubey that Jimbo gifted me, and I absolutely loved it. And I know Donnie B all day absolutely adores Kubey. But this particular one, the Kubey KU230, was sent to me by Scott over at Big Bore Knife and Gear. If you're not subscribed, dude, go do that. Awesome dude, awesome channel, has some kick-ass knives. It's Big Bore Knife and Gear. I'll make sure there's a link probably in the title. Just click that and go over there. Before we start really talking about this knife, now you can see, guys, the damn thing came sharp. It's D2 steel, G10 handle scales. It is full tang. It's got a little lanyard hole on the bottom. It's 7.5 inches total length. The handle length is 4.4 inches. The blade length is 3.1 inch. The blade height is 1.3 inches. The blade thickness is 3.5 millimeters. So not super thin, but it's pretty thin. But it's sharp as shit. The knife weight is 4 to 6 ounces. Like I said, this one is D2 and G10 handle scales. Now, it wouldn't be complete if we don't pull that inner grip, because Dabney asked me about the inner grip on this one, and I told him I would do it. Now, here's the deal. This is the perfect pocket fixed blade for me, so Scott, man, thank you so very much. I really appreciate this. The inner grip, Dabney, and for everybody else, is 3.5. Now, here's the deal. That is a little short. However, for a pocket fixed blade, for me, it's really good. I can still get four fingers on there. I think the thing that helps with this one is there's no real like pommel or anything like that would encase your hand or make it tight. It's kind of an open bottom, and really I can get a pretty good grip on it. It's got some jimping on the back. It's got a really, really cool aesthetic. It's got a sharpening choil. It is a Tonto style. Now, it has a indent, kind of a slight ramp. It's got G10 on the handle. I'm sorry, G10 handle scales. It's got jimping right there at the base of the blade. Not on the blade, but at the base. And then it goes into a little ramp. And then it's got like a semicircle to rest your thumb, which I absolutely love. I like the Tonto style. It's a pretty good stabber. Now, watch right here as we cut this this is the 1-inch sandblast hose. And let me just tell y'all this. I mentioned the diameter and the size and that it's still belted all the time. The thought occurred to me today. Whether we spend 10 hours using a knife or we spend 1 hour using a knife, now that's that 2-inch high pressure 2-ply air hose. It's about 1/4 inch thick. But the point is, guys, no matter how much time we spend out at the stump or in the woods or whatever, you cut that steel belted sandblast hose 2 or 3 times. Yes, it's thin wires. I get it. But you're putting more wear on that edge. And think about that. Steel belted sandblast hose. Any knife that goes across it once, it's going to do a little something. I'm not talking about chipping, rolling, any of that. I'm just saying it's going to wear. You cut it 2 and 3 times, that's a totally different deal. And then we turned around right here. Now, this is something haven't done in a while. This is just a phone charger. That's all it is. But when I located underground utilities, I had to strip wire quite a bit. And you get a good look there. Awesome little blade, right? I love that style. Kind of a modern style type deal, but it's got that aggressive look I like. And like I said, when I did underground utility locates, I had to strip wire. So that's a little test we do. Did a little chop there. We're going through some copper. Nothing hard, super soft, but it didn't do any damage to the edge. It was able to shave this really, really well. I like that it's 3.5 millimeters thick. It's got enough that it's kind of sturdy, but at the same time, it gives you a real good little thin slicey blade. Now, right here, I believe we said that the blade length was like 3.1 inches. I want to double check that and just make sure that I pulled up the right thing. Right here, that's that 2-inch ratchet strap. We talk about it all the time, or toe strap, or whatever you want to call it. A longer blade would blaze right through it. And I'm going to tell y'all something. If this blade happened to be an inch or two longer, it would have got it in one pass. Yeah, this blade is like 3.25. Just pulling it, my measurements, and then the cutting edge is, I'd say, 3 inches. Just like to pull, I pulled up the specs, but I like doing, there's a couple of other specs I like to do. We gave you the inner grip on the handle. Let me give you the handle width is 1 inch at the palm swell. The handle thickness is right at, I'd say probably 3/8. So the handle thickness at the palm swell is 3/8. Again, not a super large handle, but the way the handle contours, it's got kind of a slight forward cant to it. It's got a really, really good ergos, and like I said, with that bottom piece of that handle not locking you in, you can alter your grip. And again, guys, for my pocket fixed blades, just to be straight up honest with you, I do adjust my hand grip. One day I'm going to do a video on what I actually use a lot of my pocket fixed blades for, and show you some of the positions at work that I have to contort to. Seriously. And put my hand in certain places where I'm cutting blind. I'll tell you, it gets challenging, but that's why I love the pocket fixed blade, right? It's sturdy. You don't have to worry about the folder breaking, anything like that. That's why I love these so much. Plus, it's a comfort factor, right? Like this one came with a tech lock. And again, Scott, man, I appreciate this so much. This one come with a little tech lock. What I'll probably do, honestly, is take that tech lock off and stick it in my pocket. I'll use an ulti clip here and there, but honestly, I just like throwing them in my front pocket, especially for work or in the woods or something like that. That way I don't have to worry at all about it coming out. And here's the deal, guys. I'm never going to carry one knife. If I'm in the woods, honestly, I've got a larger knife or a belt knife, so before anybody says, "Well, Scad, you can't get it out for self-defense," because we all know there's knife fighting every day across the globe. Well, there probably is across the globe, just not here. So I don't even know where the hell I was going at. Let's scrap that. Point is, I keep it in my pocket where nothing can pull it, tug on it, anything like that. This one is definitely going into the rotation. Now, choppers is what I started the channel on. Right? Because I love choppers. And I also love turning shit away from the camera where you can't see it. But, you know, I got to get Joe to give me some lessons. Joe over at Steel Forge and Fire Sword and Knife. Just in case, you know, the 5 people that watch these every day, like you wouldn't know who I was talking about. Anyway, back to the knife. This is going into the rotation. It's thin, yet strong. It's slicey. And I like that Tonto. I really like that Tonto grip for work and things like that. I've done about 4 videos today, guys. You see my hands kind of busted open there. 4 or 5 videos trying to get it done, hurrying. Sometimes there's going to be an accident, breezing through the woods, that kind of thing. But anyway, a lesser reviewer would have quit. I persevered, and I think I'll make it. No stitches needed. Back to this knife, the Kubey KU230. Jesse keep saying, "Man, if you'll do some Kubey reviews, you'll get hooked." I got to tell you, I'm uber impressed with this knife. I'm uber impressed for a lot of reasons. The comfort of the handle. I like the G10. It's nice and smooth. The sharpness of the blade, the initial sharpness. I love the size of it for a pocket fixed blade. And again, I'll reiterate this. Right here, though, before I reiterate this, you can see the shavings flying off of there. I'm working on my lighting, guys, and I apologize. I'm down to like 2 days that I can do reviews, and if I don't get them done during the daytime, the show must go on. So I'm working on that. Just bear with me on that. One of the things that I enjoyed most about using this knife, and right here, yeah, I'm going to move it a little closer, I believe. I was trying to adjust the lights there. One of the things that I really enjoyed about this knife, like just see those shavings coming off there. Yeah, pull it closer, Scab, attaboy. you can see the curls. I like the fact using this knife, you could use any part of this knife, any part of the cutting edge, and it was sharp. Everything was even. Everything was on, spot on. Really liked it. Now right here, when we get to this part of the review, guys, all we're doing is adding to the blade, stressing the blade, cutting cardboard, cutting plastic. And if you really think about everything, if you just take a second, sit back and think about everything we've cut, not to mention some light batoning, we shaved a lot of wood in this video. In fact, for it to be almost a 13-minute video, because I've tried more and more just to cut the crap out and cut the walking around out and try to give y'all actual footage of the knife working. So 13, 12, 45, whatever the hell it is, of straight cutting is a lot of cutting. Now, we're going to cut the bottles. We're going to cut the cardboard. When I walk in, what I do, guys, if you're new here, we cut everything we can cut. Find everything we can cut, right? I'm a novice at best, so I'm sure there's some things I screw up on. I'll be the first to admit it. The one thing I know I do throughout a video is I wear down that blade. I cut as much stuff as I can cut. There's a point to that, right? So when I walk inside, there's no stropping. Really, there's not even any wiping off unless we got wood stuck to it or something like that. We go straight back to cutting paper. Now, we opened up cutting phone book paper. We're going to try to cut a little bit of that right here. Now, here's the deal, guys. The edge maintained pretty damn well. It really did. There's some wear on it. Sure, we cut everything under the sun. Does this mean the knife's not sharp? No. Well, you can see right there it's sharp. No, but even if it struggled with this, because we can still cut a lot of stuff, that just means that hair popping sharp was gone. I was really impressed with the comfort of the handle, the sharpness of the blade, and how well it maintained its edge. Couple quick shout outs. Scott, Big Bore Knife and Gear. Please go subscribe to that guy. Then Donnie B all day, my brother from another mother. Joe, Steel Forged and Fire, Sword and Knife. Let's throw in Grugsy, Legion Tactical, Pistol Pete, The Angry Dracolope, BC Gerbs. Guys, check out my community page. There are awesome channels there. Hey man, big shout out to Sawtooth Dave. Awesome dude. Love that dude. Love his channel. I'm Scab. You're not. This is the Kubey, KU230.